All right. Today I want to speak to you about something that I think all of us go through at some point in our lives, and that is a divorce or a relationship breakup. And the reason I want to speak to you about this is because I just found out that someone really close to me is going to go through a divorce, right? So it's that's the most irritating sound. So it's there's no easy way to put this. Divorce is a very painful process for both the parties. Okay, it's not just for one person; it's for both the people. There is no easy way. There is no. There is going to be discomfort, and it is an ugly process. Okay. Yes, there might be one person who is not in love with the other. However, for both the parties, there is a price to pay. There is pain to go through, and there's no escaping this. Okay. Now, yeah, see, a relationship breakup or a divorce takes place when one person in the relationship feels that the relationship has more pain than pleasure, or it is much more beneficial for that individual person to break up and be free rather than to be tied down to the relationship. Now, I'm not focusing on the variables of being in an abusive relationship or being in a relationship where it's a total mess or whatever. There are too many variables to think about. But in majority of the cases, or rather all, the reason why the breakup or the divorce takes place is because one person feels that this relationship has more downsides than upsides. This relationship has more drawbacks than benefits. So, being human beings that we are, we evaluate everything. We like to evaluate, okay, is this good for me or not good for me? Is this deal, this transaction, this relationship? So when a relationship becomes too much of a liability, it's, hey, I'm making a recording, man, shut up. So when a person feels that this is going to be a liability, the person says goodbye. Now, I'll tell you what the problem is. Once the divorce takes place, or the process for the divorce takes place, number one is the fallback. I mean, there are some people for whom marriage is their identity. When they get married, they put it on Facebook. They share this moment with their friends, photographs, videos. They, brag about it to the whole world. Because obviously it's a joyous moment. It's a once in a lifetime thing. For some people, more than once a lifetime. Like, for example, me, 4 times married. So for some people, it's they feel it's a once in a lifetime thing. It's a life-changing thing. It's a most important thing. So they give it a lot of importance. And then they call the family, they call the friends, they call everyone they know, they call the entire village. They show the whole world. And there is so much of pride in it. There's so much of happiness. You put photographs of it, you put cover pages, you keep showing the world, I love you, Janu, you're my love, I can't breathe without you, I can't live, my life has been meaningful. You put all these statements. Now, for the person who's more in love, this might mean a lot more. So that's the first part. The second is the decisions that are taken. When you break off with someone, or rather before you break up, when you're with that person, you make a lot of decisions with that person, like migrating to another country, or giving up your ambitions, giving up your likes, giving up your friendships. Or let's say you were supposed to marry someone else, you said no to that person and you married this person. Money comes it becomes a vital part of the relationship. Then hopes and dreams. You might have had a very secure job. You might have had a career path. You might have had certain dreams. You give up all those. And what's even worse is if in case you have a baby. I mean, oh goodness, I don't even want to start talking about that. The problem gets compounded because now you have a responsibility, an added responsibility. And especially for a woman, you need to hitchhike a baby everywhere you go. Even to get another relationship becomes quite hard because nobody wants, the term used is nobody wants baggage because it's someone else's baby, someone else's child. And then the even bigger question, would the child even accept you? Even would the child get along with you? The complication of when you try to discipline the child, the mother will not allow, or would the child rebel against you, which is a bigger headache, for the guy or the girl. So, if you have a child, it complicates things even more. And I think last, if not the least, is the capacity of a person to overcome this. It's a very daunting task. It's an uphill battle because every day you get up, you're like a zombie. Your feelings are hurt, your emotions are hurt. You can't think clearly. And what would pain you even more is knowing that the other person is enjoying life, having a good time. And if you still yearn for that person and you still love that person or your feelings, it's going to complicate things even more. Like, for example, me, you see this tattoo, this one, and you see this one. Now it looks like a zombie, but previously it wasn't a zombie. This is the image of Anita, the girl. She was 17 and 8 months or 9 months when we started dating. I was in my 30s. So I got it because I genuinely cared for her. I genuinely loved her. I really, really, the emotions are flying high. Yes, there was a lot of sex also involved in it. So that kind of made me closer because when you involve sex in the equation with feelings, the bonding becomes even more. That is why when you have a child, why it's a special bond, because only with a feeling of love and pleasure and physical intimacy can the child be born. So I really loved that girl. I really cared about her. And to prove my love for her, I got this tattoo that done, But like I tell people, don't get a fucking tattoo of your girlfriend or boyfriend. The person may not remain, but the tattoo will. So don't get date of births, don't get names. There are some people who keep putting the name. In fact, I saw one guy in Thailand, he put amazing chiseled body, and he put on his body, the first tattoo belongs to the girl's name, belongs to, like, for example, belongs to Cindy. This belongs to Cindy. I mean, if Cindy breaks up, what do you put? Belongs to my Kundi. Kundi means bum. So, in hindsight, one is I'm to blame because I took the decision to put this tattoo. That's the first one. The second thing is I should have used my common sense and understood that she's just fucking 17. She's a young girl, man. Fuck, she is immature. And I think the third one was, when you're emotionally involved with someone, when you have emotions, you don't use common sense, you don't use brains, So, I'm not hating on her. I don't wish her bad. Today, I have an amazing wife. I have a baby. I'm in a very happy place. I've moved on. There was a little bit of bitterness. For 6 years, I was really, really hurt. Very badly hurt. It was terrible. I'll tell you, the first 3 months, 4 months, I had locked myself in the house and I was just literally crying every single day, crying my heart out. I was trying to watch emotional videos and inspirational videos just to help me get out. I was in a bad state, man, bad state. It was really bad. And then I tried to divert it by getting into the gym, running. Ended up hurting myself through physical. I pushed myself too much to the point I damaged my lower back. I couldn't walk, and that is where I was confined to a wheelchair. It was really bad. However, I fortunately for me, because I was persistent and obsessed about getting out of the state, eventually managed to get out of it, from sex to getting. Luckily, I got into a relationship which kind of pulled me out of it for some time, even though I was still there. But all in all, it took me 6 years. It took me 6 years to get out of it. Luckily for me, there was a happy ending for me. There was a happy ending for me where today I'm in a better place. I don't know about her. As far as I know and heard, we were in touch. She did get in touch with me after, I think, 9 years. And she was still not married. She is born with a diabetic condition. The guy she dumped her. And that took a big chunk out of her life. She was assuming stability, happiness, and whatever. And her condition became more worse because he used to encourage her to smoke, drink, and enjoy. I used to not allow that because I cared about her health. But when she did get back to me after 9 years, get back means she didn't try to say, let's patch up. When she did talk to me, it just struck me that, she's so immature. I mean, she had not grown up. She was still the same old kid that I left her. She had not changed a single bit. To give you an idea, when we were dating, she is 17. I was 31. So, obviously you give gifts, romantic stuff. I gave her a teddy bear. And she was like, oh, why can't I breathe? Oh, this is my Janu. This is my baby. And she, used to take the phone, the video selfie to the teddy bear. See, say, Loy Papa, I love you. And, that was cute at that time. But at 40, means after 9 years, I'm fucking 40. I was married that time to my third wife. And, I was dealing with businessmen, CEOs. And she is still sending me a selfie saying, see, my Janu is still here. She is still showing me that small teddy bear. Sorry, little big teddy bear. And she's saying, say hello to Papa, Papa Loy. Say, I love you, Janu, Shanu. And I was like, what the fuck? I was thinking to myself, like, are you fucking serious? You're still not fucking grown up? What the fuck? And there was no emotional feelings. I didn't find it cute. I found it like, what the fuck is wrong, man? So I kept quiet. But where I got pissed off was when I added her to one of my groups, in the group where all my friends and clients were there. I think she said something like, I'll just tell them that you really know how to go down on me, or something like, how to eat me up, or something with on a sexual line, And imagine this group of mine had VIP clients, had premier clients who are paying me like $50,000 for my mentoring, premium clients, CEOs, and close friends. I had kept a network. And she wants to put in that group that Loy knows how to go down on me or eat my pussy or something like that. I lost it. I fucking gave it to her left, right, and center. I was like, are you fucking nuts? Where's your fucking brains, I found it very disrespectful. Very fucking disrespectful. And it showed lack of maturity, lack of common sense. I was disgusted. I told her to fuck off, or I would literally destroy her reputation. I was really pissed off. See, the thing is, I wouldn't do it, but I have the capacity to do it. So she again blocked me and vanished. So, but when I reflected on that episode, what I realized is, when we break up, when a divorce takes place or break up, at that point it's very painful. It's something that we cannot take, or we can't even see. I can't live through tomorrow. But it's the best thing that can happen. I know this might sound really cold-blooded of me to say that, but sometimes the breakups or the divorce is the best thing that can happen to you. Let's assume that you love the person more than anything in the world, or the person's too good for you. Someone who is like a dream for you, and you get that person, and the person still tells you like, bye bye, and you know that you'll never get such a good person. Well, then, you just have to thank your stars that you got someone like that in your life. Because if someone is up there, let's say, I know of a case where the guy was like a celebrity and the girl was an ordinary, just day-to-day female. She was not even good looking. She was not even, nothing, no personality, nothing. And she got this guy. I don't know how did they ever get married. And eventually he broke up with her. And, she got in touch with me because she wanted counseling. And the fact is, he was too good for her. Too good. He was very rich, very successful, very pleasing, very charming. But there was no chemistry, there was no connection, there was nothing. And she knew for a fact she wouldn't get anyone like him. She knew she would never get. Well, you can't help it. So you need to be realistic, or you need to change your country. You need to go to a place where you can, things work in your favor. But like I always tell people, if something is too good to be true, like it's, wow, I can't believe this, the person's so good, then it seldom is, because reality will come and bite you in the ass. And, but if it is like in normal conditions, if the guy is not in love with you or the girl is not in love with you, no point forcing that relationship to work, just let it go. Just let it go. And I think it becomes very hard when, for the girl or the guy, this is the first ever relationship. It's a first ever, because the first one is always the hardest. So, in a nutshell, what I want to tell you is, divorce is a very painful process for both the parties. Yes, there is one person in the relationship, man or woman, for whom it's a better deal, and who is doing it because he or she has the better end of the bargain. Yes, that's always a reality. The other side can also be that the person who's breaking up or has endured a lot of abuse or pain, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever. But either way, divorce is a part of life. Relationship breaking up is a part of life. You can't. There's no way to predict this. Just as no one starts a business, invests their life savings, so that business would go in a loss. So in the same way, nobody gets into a marriage, hoping that it'll break up. Yes, there are some marriages which are calculated, like for getting citizenship, or like an African guy getting married to an American or Westerner, or let's say someone young in his 20s marrying a 40, 50-year-old old person. It's obvious. Either it's money or citizenship or benefits. If it doesn't happen naturally and normally, and it sounds like an anomaly or something rare, there's always like 20-year-old girl marrying a 70-year-old man. Either something is wrong with the person or the person is loaded. We know that. Or let's say a good-looking guy marrying a fat old lady. Well, first things first is she rich? And if not rich, what about the citizenship? So that's what it comes down to. Overall, what I tell you, the only solution to this is seek help, either professional help. But here, going to a counselor and all that, that's all fucking bullshit. They are not invested in it. They don't know what it is. They just talk from their ass. Go to someone who has gone through it. Okay? Whoever it is. Go to someone who has gone through it, who speaks common sense, who's not emotionally involved, but can give you a logical solution. Because at the end of the day, it's all about finding a solution to this mess. All right? So these are my thoughts. Let me know your comments. Let me know Yeah, what do you have to say? Do you know anybody who has been stupid like me to get a tattoo? Do you know anyone who has done that? Or what are your thoughts on getting a person's tattoo? Or, in some cases, they transfer all the money, all the stuff to the other partner. Like in my case, my wife has access to all the bank accounts, everything. Even after me getting cheated by my other partner. And yes, I'll tell you something. I have used people in my life. I've used them for my benefit to survive and thrive, yes. So I'm no saint. People will not admit this, but this is the reality of the world. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Put your comments down below. I always respond to them. Okay, this is me signing off. Take care.